National Tight End Day. There couldn't have been a better time for all the tight ends around the league to step up and have dominant days. It seemed like every tight end just exploded for monster games in Week 8. So let's dive into some of the performances that turned Week 8 into a tight end masterclass. It's safe to say that it's been a rough year for tight ends so far, especially in fantasy football. I mean, if you drafted a tight end round 1 or 2, I bet you're regretting it right now. Well, up until this week anyway. I thankfully held until the 5th round where I took a chance betting on Kyle Pitts to break out for the 3rd year in a row, which, to be honest, hasn't been a terrible decision. I mean, through 7 games, he did only have 328 yards on 25 receptions and just 1 touchdown, but that was good enough to be the 7th ranked tight end in the league. Pitts isn't the only guy who's gotten off to a slow start in 2024. Travis Kelce, the consensus tight end 1 coming into this year, he only put up 245 yards and no touchdowns so far. That's right, it took 8 weeks and 7 games for Kelce to get in the end zone once. The washed allegations came flooding in, and anyone who picked him up must be furious. But again, Kelce's not alone. It seemed like nearly every tight end in the league was underperforming. Mark Andrews and Dallas Goedert joined Kelce in wash allegations. David Njoku, Evan Ingram and Luke Musgrave, along with TJ Hockenson, have all missed time. And guys like Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid and Jake Ferguson have been underperforming significantly. It just feels like none of the tight ends projected to be good have been good this year. Well, except for George Kittle and Brock Bowers. Those two have been the best of the bad tight end group so far in 2024, but do have respectable stats. Bowers has 477 yards but only 1 touchdown, and Kittle has 5 touchdowns but only 375 yards. They were tight end 1 and 2 in fantasy coming into week 8, but you wouldn't be able to guess the rest of the top 5. It's Cole Kmet, Tucker Kraft and Trey McBride. Definitely a weird top 5, but like I said, it's been a weird year all round for tight ends. And nothing proves this more than week 1. In the first week of the 2024 NFL season, the leading tight end in receiving yards was Isaiah Likely, the Ravens' backup tight end. By the way, I just want to take the opportunity to point out I did draft him in fantasy this year. I was predicting a Mark Andrews fall off all off-season, and as a Ravens fan, I've seen how insane Likely can play. But not even I expected him to go off the way he did in week 1. He put up 111 yards and a touchdown in 9 receptions and nearly won the Ravens the game, catching a potential touchdown pass in the final seconds to beat the Chiefs, but his toe was on the line. Tragic finish to a spectacular game from Likely. But Likely was the only standout tight end in week 1, with 50 more yards than the next guy, which was Brock Bowers with 58, and one of only 5 guys who even scored a touchdown in week 1. The other guys? Just who you'd expect. Kyle Pitts, Juwan Johnson, Sugar Concro, and Foster Moreau. So yes, every other tight end in the league couldn't find the end zone in week 1. And when you compare that to this week, it's a night and day difference. But first, what is National Tight End Day? Well, I'm glad you asked. In 2018, George Kittle was talking to some of his teammates. I was like, yeah, it's National Tight Ends Day. It's a holiday. Tight ends all over the league are scoring touchdowns, Kittle said. That's how it came to be. We just kind of rolled with it. Once the NFL heard about it, they made an official date on the football calendar that's celebrated each year. But with tight ends being so terrible all year, how could they possibly go this year?
Pitts is wide open. Flag is thrown. Pitts is in for the touchdown. Rifle shot over the middle for Pitts. And Kyle Pitts gets loose again. And he's got his second of the day, I believe, yes. Long, where they've been good this year because of plays like that. And it's Cade Otton taking it into Atlanta territory down inside the 45. And he'll lob it the other way. It's McBride hurtling inside Dolphin territory. Fires downfield, wide open, and breaking free is the tight end Kraft. Inside the 20 and still going. Finally tackled by Andre Sisson. Lawrence looking, throws, end zone, going up to make the catch. It's Ingram for a Jaguars touchdown. Off the play fake, open, touchdown, Brock Wright. Looking toward the end zone for the Njoku, what a grab! Oh my! Eddie Jackson had no chance.
The most receptions ever by tight ends in a single day, the 2nd most receiving yards ever by tight ends in a single day, and the 8th most receiving touchdowns ever by tight ends in a single day. A historic bounce back for the position as a whole. I mean, just everyone was good. Even the guys who didn't put up big stat lines seemed to just make the plays that mattered. But I digress. How about some of those big plays? I mean, seeing tight ends pull off hurdles, just wild. 15 different tight ends scored a touchdown. Cade Otton and Kyle Pitts even scored 2. Let's take a look at the best performances from National Tight End Day. Trey McBride had a big day. He pulled off that sick hurdle we just saw before. McBride had a day out against the Dolphins, going for over 120 yards on 9 receptions. He couldn't find the end zone, but he did help his team pull out a close win against Miami. Kyle Pitts, as mentioned, got in the end zone twice against the Bucks, which helped out my fantasy team a ton. He also went for 91 yards and had a bit of a moment on the goal line. Antoine Whitfield Jr. was close to forcing a fumble, but it didn't happen, so it was a good lesson for Pitts. He won't do that again. The other team's tight end in this game also went off. K-Dotton had 2 touchdowns along with 81 yards on 9 receptions. He's been one of the best tight ends all year and has proven to be one of Baker Mayfield's favourite targets. Some random dudes like Adam Troutman, Mike Gesicki, Tucker Kraft, Zach Ertz, Brenton Strange, Tyler Conklin, Don Schultz will put up solid days as well. He even made some highlight reel plays and just represented the tight end position well. Then we have Travis Kelce, the man who's copped all the scrutiny that comes along with dating Taylor Swift. Now I, like every other NFL fan, don't really care for Taylor Swift or any of her music, but we can all agree the NFL shows her way too much. The NFL has also been heavily promoting Kelce as an elite tight end when, to start this year, he's been abysmal. I mean, how is he still a 99 in Madden? But facing all the criticism, Kelce finally puts up a good game against the Raiders. 90 yards and a touchdown, and his team got around him. It's really good to see him bounce back so well, especially after all the negative attention he's been getting. Now, last but not least, we have the founder of the holiday himself, George Kittle. Kittle had the best day out of all tight ends, putting up 128 yards and a touchdown, helping the Niners beat the Cowboys on primetime. Kittle's one of the most fun players to watch in the league. He's just always having a good time out there on the field, even if sometimes it's not always at the best times. But still, he's putting up good numbers in this age 31 season. So tight ends are officially back. It took a while, but no better time than on their national holiday. Will they keep up their elite production, or is the tight end position set for a bad year? Who do you have as your fantasy football tight end? Let me know in the comments, and if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you see the next one. I've got a good one on the way, and it should release sometime next week, so subscribe so you don't miss it. See you in the next one.